So I need to make some coils, right? How thick are our coils supposed to be? Between pinky and thumb. For something this size, I would make them pinky size, so pretty thin. And I have them right here just so you can kind of see that size, okay? So what we need to do to start our slab is we need to start to make it be where things can attach to it. So how do we attach things? We score and we slip. So scoring, remember, is getting the clay really rough to attach clay, and then we need some slip as our glue. So these are some tools that are really going to help you. This is my favorite clay tool, I think, ever. It can do everything. This is called a rib, and it's serrated. So it's a serrated rib. So if I ask you, hey, get the serrated rib, it has little teeth on it like a serrated knife, like a steak knife. This is awesome. A fork works the exact same way. I would just want to kind of really clean it off so it doesn't get too wet. There we go. All right, so a fork works the same way. It'll scratch also, okay? So I'm going to show you how to use this rib to get your slab all ready to put on a coil. So what you're going to do is you're going to take the serrated rib, and again, fork's fine too. I use something with lots of little teeth like a fork or this, because if you use like one little pointy thing, it would take you forever. And do y'all see how I'm kind of going in little X's? I'm going in one direction, then I'm going in the other. It's kind of like how Velcro works. You know you've scored well if you can see little crumbs. You want it to look rough and crummy. That means that you've scored well. Please don't score like this. Nothing's happening. Nothing will stick to that. It's okay to hurt your clay a little bit for it to get to be able to be built. You gotta roughen it up a little bit. All right, so I'm scoring. I'm not putting any coils in here. That's why I didn't worry about scoring that part. So now I need to do something else. I've scored. What's the other part of that? Slip. I need the glue. If you're, excuse me, if you're someone who's like, doesn't want to touch the slippy clay a lot, that's okay. You will probably end up touching it. But I have little toothbrushes that I promise are clean. They all got ran through dishwashers. They were probably used one time long ago, like years and years and years ago. But they are clean, okay? If you want to use those, you can just kind of like tap it inside your slip and kind of collect it on there. I just use my finger because it's a lot faster than having to like find the toothbrush and do that and whatever. All right, so I'm going to add a little bit of slip. I'm going to go ahead and tell you, slip goes a really long way. If you put too much slip on, you are going to have a really saggy, falling apart little coil pot, and it's not going to get put together easily for you. It's going to be like a nightmare. So that's literally all I put, and I'm going to wipe the rest off in my cup. You can wipe your fingers off on your cloth. That's normally what I do, or on my art shirt I'm wearing. All right, so I've already made my coils so that this could go faster. So here's my coil I'm going to make. I need to also score my coil, okay? I'm going to first make sure it's going to actually wrap around, and it does. All right, move that out of the way. All right, so when I score my coil, again, I want to be rough. I'm not like mashing the coil and messing it up, but I am just kind of scraping it up and getting it really rough. So I'm going on every side with it. And this doesn't have to take forever. It can go kind of quickly. That's why I like this little tool. And again, you can do the same thing with the fork. All right, so it's rough on all its sides. So it's going to get stuck to it and to other coils. All right, I'm going to put a little bit of slip on the coil as well. I'm not putting as much as I did on the base because I already put some on the base and I don't want a lot of slip. So I'm going to start it off. And to make this mug stand up straight, which is the shape we're trying to do, I'm going to show y'all what it looks like. I want to try to get it right on the edge. Do y'all see that? That's why I like to put coils on. I kind of stand above it and make sure it's not going the wrong way. If you were trying to make something go out, it would start to kind of tip out a little bit. If you wanted it to go in, your coils would go in more from where they are below. But we are starting off just at the edge, okay? It's neat how you can feel it like actually getting stuck to it. Once you're here at this coil where they're stopping, so I've got extra, I'm just going to kind of tear it right there. And I'm going to press them together. So where it naturally ended, all right? I'm going to put that to the side in my bag. Can use it later. I'm going to work on another one. I like to make a few at a time so it goes a little faster. If you're someone who takes a long time to do coils, you may just want to make one at a time because sometimes they can get really dry just sitting there. But I'm pretty quick at coils, so I just kind of made a lot of mine. It won't hurt to make one at a time because your base can be kind of firming up, so it doesn't really matter what you want to do. Whatever's easy, as long as you got good coils, that's the big thing. All right, I've scored all over. I'm going to make sure I add more slip as I go. I just kind of pat it. Y'all are doing a great job watching. Thank you. I try to record too, whatever I'm doing, so that if you're out, you can go watch it and see it. All right, see how I stopped right here? That's like where it's broken. I don't want to keep letting it be broken on that same side. Why do you think I don't want to have the crack on the side the whole time? What'd you say? There's going to be a line. It's going to be really weak on that side. So say like that's the side with my face or my handle. Well, that's the side that's going to be really weak and it might crack. So I want to kind of distribute that around. So I might just start it kind of like here. And I might let my little crack end up on a different side. I'm going to make sure I got my slip side down. When I'm adding this on, I'm kind of pinching it together just to kind of seal them better. So I stopped it in a different spot this time. So I'm pinching. I notice my coils are going in a little bit, so I'm kind of straightening them up so they're standing one on top of the other. Now, as we build this and it firms up, we can change our shape a little bit, but this is not the time to do that. This is like wet, slippy, plastic, gooey, wet clay. Okay? Go ahead and tear that. I'm going to make about 3 coils, and by make, I mean I'm going to add them to my slab, and then I'm going to blend them as I go. The reason why I wait for about 3 coils to happen is just so that it can be kind of firm and sturdy and have a good structure for me when I'm making those coils slide together. All right, I've scored my coil. I'm adding some of my slip. Let me get a little more water on it. And it's good that I'm not over wetting my coils with slip because this would be falling apart and be super messy, and y'all can already see it's really getting wet. All right, I'm going to try to end it in a different spot again. Press, press, press. My coils are all the same size. If they were not, if some were skinny, some were thin, it would probably crack and fall apart and explode a little bit easier. All right. I have to kind of see it from above. All right, so I've gotten about 3 coils on there. That's my start of my coil pot. We're going to smooth it so that it can be a nice smooth mug for you. Okay? When we smooth our coils, we're going to smooth from inside to out. You've already got some tools in your box, like this little tool maybe. It's called a thumb tool. We call it that because it kind of looks like a thumb, kind of like that. So this is a really nice tool to use. I use it with the spoon side toward me, and I'll hold my clay and I'll kind of swipe up. I also love a popsicle stick because it's just kind of flat, and I think I'm going to use that. So when you smooth your coils, you want to be looking straight at them. You want to hold your hand right behind them to protect it. Don't try to just do it like that because it's not going to do anything. You want to use this. This is a step you might really like too. It's harder to do on the inside. I'm actually just going to do on the outside to show you. So let's just do this. All right, so first thing I want to do is I want to kind of take my finger, kind of seal the bottom because I don't want a big crack. And here's like zoom in of what I'm doing. So I'm sealing that first coil to the bottom. That's going to keep everything from not falling off too bad. So it's been slipped and scored. So now I'm just smoothing it. I do not have any water on my hands because everything is really wet. Don't need it. I'm just pressing. All right, I smoothed it. Okay. Now I'm going to drag up. And I'm going to be careful, and I have my hand behind it to kind of protect it. So what that's doing is it's compressing the walls of my clay. It's pushing all the coils together. I'm smoothing it like peanut butter on a sandwich. I'm pushing my coils back together. It's going to look kind of rough for a little bit. It's not going to turn out all beautiful at first because this is very wet, yucky clay. So I'm working kind of quick. I'm smoothing anywhere the popsicle stick was jabbing. Up, up, up. This is smoothing the inside because it's easier to do the inside before you do the outside. All right, so you can see my inside looks much better. It looks more like a cup. Now I'm going to work on the outside. This is what I was about to show you. Serrated rib again, it's really great. When you use this, your clay becomes stronger. It looks like one more step, but it's really easy. When I work on the outside, I keep my hand inside like this. Get more light where I can show y'all. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to take the rib and I'm going to kind of do like this. It's almost like I'm scoring it all together. Now that looks kind of ugly, right? But the point of this is it's almost like seaming it all together. Like if you've ever had to get stitches on your skin, or if you know someone who's had to do that, or even like skin healing itself, like when you get a scab. That's what the clay is doing, is it's healing all those little places where you've attached the coils. I would really do this step because it's going to make your mug stay together so much better. And again, you can use the fork for this. All right, so I would go all the way around and do that. I can already tell that that's feeling a lot tighter and better. I had someone explain it to me. It's like blowing up a balloon. The more tight the balloon is, you know, the more air it has in it. It's kind of what the wall of this starts to feel like, is a really tight balloon. All right, now I've got the whole sides done like this. I'm going to hold my hand in and I'm going to kind of pull up just like I did on the out or inside. Okay, so that's how I can start to get that really nice and smooth. It's also going to help you get rid of some air pockets if you have any. So I'm smoothing up like that. Once I'm done with the inside, the outside, and doing that little bit, I can kind of just smooth with my finger. I dipped my finger once in the water. That is all I did. See how I have this little crack happening? That's probably where two coils met. I'm going to take this and I'm going to go over it. That's what you do when you have a crack anywhere. Take the little serrated rib, go over it, heal the skin. And that helps it. Once that gets done, I'm going to do more coils. So I'll do 3 more and I'll smooth. 3 more and I'll smooth. We're going to try to get up to about 4 to 5 inches on our mug. Okay? That probably will not happen all today. I don't really want it to happen all today. Okay? How do you know if it's 4 or 5 inches? What can you use to tell? The ruler at your table. That's right. Absolutely. Because you've been making it slabs with it. Okay? Do y'all have any questions about what I did? Y'all got it? All right, so when you are working on your clay,